You are welcome to the Lord TV, your number one fantastic reality TV that gives you all that it takes to be enlightened on trending news such as politics, entertainment, sports, and what have you. If you are new on this channel, kindly click on the subscribe button as well as already subscribed. So please don't forget to drop your comments anytime I drop new videos. Thank you. Ciao, ciao.
The news in details. Yoruba'S are the problems of Nigeria. Reno Omokri reminds Sanusi. The former spokesman to former President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, Reno Omokri, has this evening taken to his verified Twitter account to once again speak on the matter of the recently dethroned Emir of Kano, Sanusi Lamido, this time around on how the Yoruba'S have so easily forgotten when the Emir said that they were the problem of Nigeria. Recall that since after the dethronement and banishment of Emir Sanusi Lamido Sanusi, Reno Omokri had taken it upon himself to expose the alleged dark secrets of the Emir, stating that the Emir was not all the seems to preach to be, as he curries the sympathy of many Nigerians following his queer removal from office, reportedly by the governor of Kano State, Abdullahi Umar Ganduje. And so this evening, the popular human rights activist Reno Omokri has stated that it is unfortunate that the Yoruba'S tend to forget so quickly. Otherwise, they would have remembered how the Emir in 1999 via an article he wrote stated that they were the main problem of the country. Many Southerners love Sanusi and think that Sanusi loves them back. Not at all. Read an article Sanusi wrote about the Yoruba race in 1999 titled "Yoruba'S are the problems with Nigeria." Short memory is the problem of Southern Nigeria. Thank you for listening to this news. Well, viewers, I will say that Reno Omokri is taking it too far. There is no need waking up the story of the past or waking up the dead after he has passed out. I remember what Professor Wole Soyinka said in Zaria then in an aborted lecture against third-term agenda. He said, "Forget the past and forfeit the future." Inasmuch as we have been able to forget the past of President Muhammadu Buhari, then there is nothing bad in forgetting Sanusi's bad utterances against the Yoruba'S. For that, we say that there is no need for what you are just demanding for or reminding us of. Reno Omokri, your bitterness over the loss of your principal, from my observation in 2015 election, supposed to have been over by now. Even your principal congratulated the winner of the elections. You cannot be crying more than the bereaved, because Yoruba'S are very, very liberal people. They don't harbor malice. They will stand by you when it matters most, even if you have offended them in the past. Therefore, I will say that you're reminding Sanusi of what he has said about the Yoruba'S, or indirectly reminding Nigerians or the Yoruba'S of what Sanusi may have said concerning them is of no use, because there is a chance to change, and change is what we believe that is constant. So I will say that Nigerians should not bother of what Omokri must have said. You know, Omokri, you are bitter in your spirit so much. Anger and bitterness can block sense of reasoning. So I will say that that you should try and drop anger and bitterness and reason well. Don't blame anyone for your woes, and stop telling lies. Sanusi did not marry 18 years old girl. You know, Sanusi is she is a cousin to Sanusi, and she lived in the palace. She didn't marry any 18 years old girl. I brought up this because Omokri also brought out a point on this, and it's actually not true. So before anything before we start pinpointing anything concerning anyone, let's try to view the reality of that before we start judging anyone, you know. So I would say that the Yoruba people, to me, since I grew up in Yoruba land, I was born and brought up here in Yoruba land, and as a child that is born and brought up here, I mixed up with the Yoruba'S. I'll tell you that the Yoruba'S are worth mingling with. Believe you me, the worth mingling with, the worth being friends, bring friends to. The Yoruba'S are not castigated. They are not castigative. They are welcoming. And they are loving. You know, so I don't know the area Mokri is actually driving at, or what is trying to create by reminding Nigerians of what Sanusi may have said. You know, it's of no use. And why bringing it up now? Why bringing it up in this hard time of the emir of the emir? You know, why bring it out? You know, instead of you to do or to write articles or say things that will help to heal his worries, you know, because now that he has just been dethroned by the governor of Kano, Ganduje, you know, a lot will be going on in his mind. So what you would have done is, by giving a support, just like President Momboy is trying to do right now, you know, so that he will not be thinking about it. Instead, you are trying to add to his problem and to his worries. You know, I don't know if there is any rift between you both, but then if there is any, I would say that you should try to kill it, because you don't need it. Because you know, an activist of your kind and the level you have attained in Nigeria and in the world doesn't demand for this. I'm saying this to you, Omokri, because you don't need it. You don't need it at all, because you have actually attained a very high level in the world. So what should be coming out from you is something that worth listening and worth accrediting accreditive to, you know, and not criticizing to. So I will say that you're actually wrong in this part. You are actually you're actually not making sense in this part, because you have not actually studied the Yorubas to an extent. They are loving people, and they worth living with. So you still carry out your research. You still try carry out a practical research, not just a written research, and you see that what I'm saying is true. So what is your comment concerning this? Don't forget to leave them behind. Click on the subscription buttons as well as bell buttons to receive more updates. Thank you.